Review time. Here in Australia, we don't have the luxury of a lot of things that America, for example, has. And one of those things is all the good products that you find on Amazon. A lot of budget brands from companies such as Walmart and even Costco. We do have that here in Australia, but it's a lot less. And if you're slightly living out of the city, the only option you have of getting any sort of golf club is ordering something online or going to your local pro shop. Actual dedicated golf shops are less and less these days, and yeah, you're pretty much stuck with your pro shop offerings or online only, which doesn't give you much of a chance to try the product and so on. And having got back into golf recently, I was looking for some good wedges to complement my set of irons. It did come with a pitching wedge and a sand wedge, but no actual dedicated wedges, just the built-in clubs. So I started looking at reviews, and wedges now are about $250 Australian per club, which means you're up for $750 if you want a 3 wedge set, 2, 4, 6, yeah, $750, which is a lot of money. That's a brand new driver. That could be a good set of secondhand irons. So I was looking online and looking at reviews. I could get some Kirkland wedges. They're the Amazon, they're quite popular on Amazon. Lazarus was popping up a fair bit, but the postage from America, and then you're not sure on the taxes, like to import into the country, are you going to get stung with $100 extra on tax, import tax and so on? It's all a bit of a grey area. So what I did find is, these aren't brand new, I've been hitting these, so they're not 100% shiny clean, but I did find these Pro FX spin milled wedges. So I've got a 60 and a 52, 60 and 56 degree. I didn't get the 52 degree because I've never been a gap wedge user. Spin milled face that's fairly aggressive. There's a lot of milling on there. Apparently they have a true temper shaft and a stock, name brand Pro FX grip. So these are for sale on Golf Clearance Outlet. Like I said, I'll pop up a current image of the price so you can see what they're currently going for. I found these two on eBay, and I'll put up that listing as well so you can see the price I paid with postage. This is a little bit in the future. I have already hit these wedges, had a good couple of sessions on the course, around the practice greens and so on. So you'll be able to watch that footage now and just get a sort of feel for how they sound and how they look behind the ball and so on. And then I'll be back with a little bit of a verdict at the end. future. So as you can see, they're quite a nice wedge to hit. They have a good feel, they're nice and soft. They do spin quite well. My game is still very rusty. It's taken me, I've been away for like 10 years after having kids and working and so on, so I'm just getting back into it. So a lot of the shots there have nothing to do with the wedges, they just have everything to do with my poor form, my current poor form. But as a verdict on these wedges, they're a very good budget wedge, I'll say that. For the price I paid, you can't complain at all. If they were a more expensive wedge, I'd have more to pick at. But as it is, I'm going to leave them in my bag. I'm going to play these wedges. I was getting a good amount of spin, a good amount of feel. They felt good in the hand, nice and well balanced. They're quiet and soft off the face. They feel good. Like feel is you know, they don't clunk and they don't ting. They just feel like a nice solid hit. They've got a good weight, nice amount of metal. The metal seems to be nice and hard wearing. Like we've only got surface scratching here. There's no hard chunks or nicks or anything taken out. The spin milling still seems to be consistent. It's not dulling after the amount of balls I hit, which is good. So there's a lot of positives. The grips are nice, you know, the grips are nice and grippy. They're not a cheap grip at all. So there's a lot of positives here, but there always has to be a negative. And there's a couple on these. So they're quite small behind the ball. You may not be able to pick it up here, but this is a small head, right? It's not, I'm used to playing some old style Vokey wedges, Thrixon, Bridgestone, Mizuno, just to name a few. And let me just see here, I'll get the 56. I do have a left-handed Vokey wedge here. It's a bit hard to tell. But the Vokey wedge, we'll see if we can sort of see there. The Vokey wedge is longer in the face. It has much more of a hitting area in the face, and you can sort of see there, hosel to hosel. The Vokey wedge has a lot more toe. It's also taller in the club face. There's more area up here as well. And just behind the ball, these have, where the curve of the leading edge is, it feels like you have a very small window for impact, for catching the ball. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. If you're a good wedge player, no issues at all. Something else I don't like in these wedges, but this is a personal thing, it may not affect you at all, but these wedges have a lot of bounce. Now, I'm not super well informed on the bounce here, the 12 degrees and the 8 degrees. I'm assuming it's degrees at the bottom. But it tends to relate to, I'm pretty sure, the angle and the amount of bounce at the rear. But ignoring all that and ignoring the statistical or the science, they have a lot of bounce. Simple fact is they have a lot of bounce, and especially on the 56 degree, it's quite prominent. And I hate that, right? So I love a wedge that has a sharp leading edge, small amount of bounce. I'm quite a precise wedge player normally, and in the bunker I do not like bounce at all. I like to be able to cut through the sand and not have, you know, the club head just banging in behind, right? And this is just me. This is purely personal. You might love it. A high handicapper might love it. These could be a very forgiving set of wedges. But every single shot you play, you don't feel like you're making contact with the leading edge of the club. The bounce is always the thing that's coming in contact first. Unless you were to play your wedges with your hands way forward like this to try and get that leading edge in contact with the ground, you are going to be playing this off the bounce. Yeah, take from that what you will. Definitely a good wedge, definitely worth the money I paid. And if you're on a budget, the right wedge is a wedge that you can afford, right? So ignore the big brands, ignore like the cost, the $750 to get a 3 wedge set, and the $500 to get 2 wedges. Just buy what you can afford and game that club, right? So I could afford these, I'm going to game these, I'm going to hit some great shots with them, get some good spin, and enjoy myself. And that's what golf is about, right? Go out and enjoy yourself. Don't look at your set of clubs. I mean, this is a most average set of clubs, but I can still play well with them. Don't look at your set of clubs and you know, pine after a brand new, you know, stealth tailor-made driver with a carbon head and a Titleist 3 wood. You know, that's an old Cobra. This is an old Brosnan. It's golf is about going out and having fun. I can have fun with these wedges. I can get a good result with these wedges. My bank account isn't dying after buying these wedges, and that's good in my book. So, hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give the channel a subscribe. I have a few more ideas for videos coming and a few more reviews as well. So, thank you for watching and stay tuned.